And Brad Williams. Hey guys, what's happening this Wednesday?
Scott, thank you for the fantastic intro, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time and attendance in our Wednesday Q&A. Going to have a heck of a show for you today. Brad, I already know your sound was good. We chatted, so
Good
none
afternoon.
of the usual. That's right, none of the usual shenanigans. But let's just jump into the disclaimer. Of course, we are not registered financial advisors. Please know that none of the information that's presented in this webinar should be construed as any kind of financial advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only, but get ready to put on your seatbelts because you're going to have a heck of a show. Okay, as many of you know, we are the best at what we do. All of our software is made right here in the US of A. And we're excited to be on the Inc. 5000 5 years in a row. And I keep saying I need to change that graphic, and we will. So lots of good stuff happening there, but patriotic company, want to believe in stuff made here, not outsourcing, but everything is insourced. And we are going to show you some amazing stuff today. And also, Brad, are you going to give away what I think you're going to give away?
I'm going to give it away. Long time coming here, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drop a beta link into the chat. You guys are welcome to download it and install it. It's not yet made its way to our website yet. Probably tomorrow, worst case Monday. So you guys get a nice preview here. It's got all the docking functionality. It's got a lot of great stuff in it. So I'm going to put it in there right now.
Okay, so in 1987, a movie called Wall Street came out with Pepe Douglas as the main character. And that movie got everybody excited about trading. Of course, not for good reasons, because we're not actually into greed is good. You know, we think discipline is good and responsibility is good. And part of our notion of being responsible and disciplined is managing your own money. It's that simple. When you manage your own money, you are de facto becoming your own fund manager because your money is your funds, okay? And with that said, I'm going to show you how this new version can take you to the next level of said hedge funding. Do not panic, but put on your seatbelt.
Hedge funding, is that a verb?
It is a verb, Brad, correct.
Okay.
So, Brad, I'm really excited to showcase this because this can only be done the right way, really, in the new docking windows mode.
Wow, pretty cool. I haven't seen anything that cool. That's great.
That's right. So I don't know if you guys ever been to a hedge fund office, but Brad and I have. It's not what you think. But
It is definitely not what you think.
needless to say, a hedge fund manager really is watching people that trade for him do stuff, trade. So here I am a hedge fund manager, and Brad, how many traders do I have working for me?
It looks like you have 4. You could have more, but that's what it looks like.
For my monitor demonstration purposes, I can really only have 4 monitors. I mean, 4 traders. Notice that these are tabs. So when you go to new, you can create new and position tab. That's what I did here. Okay, I could literally turn all of these off and start from scratch. Should I do that, Brad? What do you think?
Go right ahead.
All right.
If you feel comfortable.
I'm gonna get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, and get rid of this. Now I have an orders window. I've got a lot of stuff up here that are tabs, but let's go and show you how this is done. I don't think you will ever be in this mode, but I just want to show you so that you understand how I did what I did. I go to new, positions tab. Here is my tab, and of course, because I just made a new one, it's telling me this is all of my accounts. So this is all of the traders put together, and you can see what kind of a P&L happened today and where it was at and why, etc. Okay, But I'm going to split this up into the traders that we showed you earlier, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So first I'm going to say new, and I'm going to say positions tab again. And voila, we have another copy. Then I'm going to go to new, and I'm going to say positions tab again. And we have a third copy. And then I'm going to go to new and positions tab again, and you're going to see a fourth copy. So now that we have these, let's do a little split screen action with the docking windows. And let me show you. So I'm going to take this position window and I'm going to say, okay, so this is one of them, and I'm going to put it, let's say, at the bottom right here. So I'm going to split the screen. Okay. So here's my first position. Here's one of the positions and my other two. I'm going to take this window and I'm going to say, let's put this one right here. So 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to go to, where did it go?
In your upper left, far right drop down. It's not visible because you have so many tabs open right there, right?
Right. So here's my other position, right? No.
Yeah, that's fine. You can grab that one and you can move that to the bottom.
Right. Here it is. My bad. Right. Thank you, Brad. I see there's two of them. And I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to come over here and boom. So now all that I have to do, and I'm going to switch this one to, where did you go?
There you go.
Now I'm going to switch this one to my trader called Simulated Trading Default. Okay, this is something that I've shown you guys before. I'm going to take this one and call it Shorts Are in Panic Mode. This is one of the strategies I've been working on. I'm going to turn this one into chart trading, which we're going to discuss in a little bit. And I'm going to save this one for Holly, the AI. Holly and I today, super lazy Dan did not get up early enough to turn on the AI, so that is why Holly is empty. But imagine that you did it the right way. And again, this is all in simulated mode right now, okay, simulated trading. You would have all of the AI trades here working for you. You would have all of your other positions, which are shorts are in panic mode. You can see how you're doing. You can see, notice you can see how much are you up overall. So I'm up in my simulated trading default, I'm up 119%. In shorts are in panic mode, I'm up 16%. In chart trading, which I just started, which I'm going to get into with you guys, I'm up, I'm down 0.596%. So does everyone understand how I split this up, how cool this part is? So now I can move all these together, and here you are watching your 4 traders do their thing. So you can see, like, how did my best simulated trade work today? Okay, and today that was ASO. Okay, ASO, I don't have any charts on here yet, but I'm going to bring one in here. Okay, and just so you can see it. And I could actually probably have done it a different way where I can drop it.
Why don't you do this? Show everybody, because it's a great lesson. I mean, there's a lot to be learned about this docking. It's not necessary, you're not going to pick it up necessarily right away, but if you right click in this chart right here, you can duplicate it into one of these particular, this is your, this is your Brokerage Plus. We're not quite, you don't have that version yet. Sorry, dude. You can't bring it into this one.
Well, that's why it's okay. It's totally
my
fine.
version. You can kind of do it, but yeah, we're getting really close on that as well.
Right. So let me grab that chart. Now I've got a lot of stuff behind here, just so you can see. But my point is that as a fund manager, and let me just change this to a daily time frame. So this was the position in my shorts are in panic mode, which did the best. Pullback, and then, and here's how that happened. Now, the idea that I'm putting in here so that you can kind of keep an eye on it is simple. We've talked about how your simulated trading is a great learning mechanism for, of course, being able to understand how P&L works and how the market works all together. But at the same time, you are also able to use it as an idea generation. So let me clean up some of this so I can see it a little bit better. Again, all of this stuff that I'm doing here, it's almost not necessary.
Well, I mean, you're using one of the default Brokerage Plus windows. It has a lot of different columns in it, and you put it all into a display right here where you probably don't need that many columns like you're taking off here.
Yeah, I have tons and tons of stuff, and I don't need all of it for sure. But what I'm trying to show is that this gives you insights, and when you are doing paper trading, like I'm doing, the insights can be both. Like you don't have to, just because you're losing money, for example, and this is a simulated trading loss, so not a real one, it can still trigger an interesting perspective for you, because remember we talked about how a good time to buy is when other people are in panic mode. So I actually, Brad, doubled down. This position was a 1500 position, and I doubled down on it here, just playing the mean reversion game, nothing more. Okay, so we've talked about that before, but here I am. So I've got these 4 things going on. This is Holly the AI right here, an old trade that I've been watching. Short-term panic mode where I'm trading stocks where there's a lot of short interest. My initial foray into that, which is doing amazingly well, and caught this move in Beam. And for anybody that has paid attention to Beam, I mean, this is what it's all about right here. So just amazing stuff.
It's funny, we were talking about that stock a couple days ago, weren't we? And that thing just
we were. Well, this is why we say do this. These are the things that remind you of what's going on. So the key here for me is to summarize how now you really, as a simulated trader, you can learn to deal with the market in a way that professionals do it. Obviously, you guys know that one of the ways that people who play golf study golf is they watch professional golfers do it, and what they do is they imitate their swing or attempt to, or learn from people who are training people on how to imitate the swing. There's no better place to do that than at Trade Ideas Simulated Trading. This is your golf range where you're working on lots of different stuff, but the difference is the impact can be instant as you can experiment with your own ideas and see what's going on. Again, whether you're looking at something that went down or something that went up, you're still in an amazing position to get information and use that information to help you be the fund manager that you are always meant to be. Sorry, Brad, I started clapping for myself. So this is the key component that I wanted to show you, one of the cool ways that docking works. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to highlight the fact that we've done a lot of channel work. Today's webinar, by the way, is not going to be too long, only because there's so much for you guys to have. We just gave you the new version. So everyone, since most of you are already Trade Idea subscribers, you should be downloading that, installing it, getting it up and going, working with it, praising us humbly.
And by the way, I'm still in the process of curating some of the docked channels. So they won't, 90% of them or 80% will open up in their right format, but there are a couple that still have yet to be completed, but they will dynamically be done.
I am sure that I will find those. Okay. We have a channel for the strength alerts, which I have a slide on, and they have been our trade of the week this time around because we're just introducing people to this product, and this product is quite popular with people. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers on this already. Lots of people are looking at it, and strength alerts are available to everybody who is a subscriber. But for those, I mean, this is something you can, you can tell friends that don't maybe necessarily need to be in front of the computer trading most of the time, like many Trade Idea subscribers, but kind of want a hands-off approach. This is what this is about. These are the signals. that have been generated. Again, this is not my complete area of expertise, not that I'm not an expert, but of course, once again, the pattern's the same. If you like it, click something that you like, and it will be available to you in your stocks liked channel that we have. So this is the strength alerts. We of course are still active in the SPAC space, and that's one of the places that I've done incredibly well. And look at this right here. Let me show you. This is getting very close to becoming Lucid Motors, and I've talked about this, how, by the way, once again, this is the Dan and Brad standard play that we continue to discuss, similar to GameStop, similar to AMC, similar to Kodak. This is a play that is just the, what can I say? It's kind of the foundational strategy. So if you're talking about golf, Brad, I would say this is like your setup. This is before you hit the ball. This is the setup, your stance, where you hold your club, how you do it. So for me, I like this big move up, and I happen to be in this even way before then. I wrote it down and added more right around 20, and here we are at 28, and I'm looking for this thing to go back to 60. Okay. This is a Tesla competitor, so if you're in the electric car vehicle space and you like it, the chart, I mean, Brad, doesn't this still to you look nice, like the way we like it? It's that fall long-term consolidation.
I love the recent action on CCIV.
And it's really starting to pick up. Are you in that one, by the way? You are, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and a nice relative volume, all the check marks that we like to see. And I'm communicating here not only the channels, but I want you to use this information. So here we have the different SPACs. You can see what they look like. The SPACs kind of have, and notice once again, same thing. I'm going to click like. I'm going to also do the thing that I've done before where I say, Brad, you need to fix this. That's not what I said.
Get my notepad out.
Yeah. Back.
But, you know, these SPACs are all in various stages of their acquisition or preparing to be, you know, merged in. They're just different stages of them. Some are a little more mature than others.
Right. And you can, again, you can click on lots of different ones. Here's another one. And do you notice similar things? I mean, gosh, I love this. You guys should all be on this channel. You're not on it. You need to get with it. So this one, I liked it a little less, although let me zoom out. You know, once again, really, this is the level for me. So I'm going to click on this. I'm not going to put on like yet. And I'm going to say 8.8. I'm going to say me likey, can't spell. And here it is. Notice it's above all these resistance points. I can grab it, of course, and I can really move it down a little closer right here. 8.22, 22 is my birthday, December 22nd. I like to throw in all of that stuff. Here's another one doing the thing it does. Once again, I'm going to like this one because it's cheap. I'm going to add it to my alert window at 2:33. Not afraid of 33, Brad. I'm not a dude. Okay. So do you guys see what I'm doing? Does it make sense to you? I like to repeat this stuff because it's similar things that I do over and over again successfully. The idea here is that you don't have to come up with new stuff. Notice that I'm never, ever, ever really messing with any indicators like RSI or stochastics or even moving averages for that matter, because they are things that have been invented by man to, in my opinion, kind of, I mean, initially they were helpful perhaps in some ways, but I really think they're mostly methods of confusion. They make you think and hesitate. And what I do is I trust my eyes and I don't hesitate. My eyes say, damn, this looks good. And I'm like, thank you, eyes. And I do what I do. And
I don't like the volume on this one, to be honest with you. Hopefully when it gets to that price alert, the volume will have picked up.
Right, and that's why, again, remember, different people trade different things, but I'm of the thought process here, and Brad, remember, this is only 0.26, right? So it's a very small amount of volume, but as Brad said, once you get into the 100,000, and if you're popping above 3, you're probably going to see 1 million. All this means for me is that it's just going to be easier to make the thing move higher. That's all.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You can sort this by what's at the top of the range, okay? So these are, oh gosh almighty. I don't even know if there's anything that I like better except for what Brad just said. However, 0.05, I mean, that's the thing that makes me have to say, hold on, 10.55, any volume, so that I can remember. See this? I mean, I'm looking for, I like this pattern. I like it to go through here. Okay, so that's how I use the SPAC channel. Let's pop into the EV related because they're related. Notice I'm using the same mechanism here. I can look at the negative stocks just to see what's going on. When I take a bigger picture look, I say that, Brad, you don't always want to buy when it's just going up. Maybe it's coming down to you.
I got to tell you, you're so right. I mean, I've had so much more success lately buying the pullbacks than the breakouts. I mean, everybody's got a different method and a different technique, but yeah, you're right.
And let's put in another alert, 10.77, pullback. I want you guys to see how easy you can make it. I want you to be aware that you do not have to suffer the anguish of traditional investing and technical analysis. I want you to trust your eyes and be free. Freedom is beautiful. Look at this stuff happening in BBBY, okay, Bed Bath & Beyond. This is one of the GameStop stocks. Of course, I have it hard because I'm watching it. I have to be honest, I'll tell you why I'm not in it, Brad. Do you want to know why I'm not in it? You know why.
You don't like the company.
No.
Why?
I don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
What, Brad, do you know what I mean by when I say I don't have any money?
Yeah, you have no more buying power, right?
That's right. My only limitation in trading, and yours too, ladies and gentlemen, is your buying power. I am so into like all other stuff like that I've shown you before from the window over here. Now notice I can just bring in my whole other docking window so that you guys can take a look at my 401k. Here, it's my 401k because it says so. So I can show you what was going on in there. And you can kind of see like, well, how did Dan do? Well, I'm not in BBBY. It's not in my 401k because I have so much dough tied up into this gorgeous animal called US Steel. And of course, CCIB, which I mentioned before, this beauty right here, PVAC. So this is my viewpoint, and the only reason I'm not in BBBY is because I have no money to buy BBBY. I'm fully vested right now. This is a choice. I'm not saying that you should do it, and I'm certainly not saying that it's any kind of investment advice, as this is being recorded. Okay.
Well, you have a great opportunity. Look, you're looking at this stuff all day long, and you have a great opportunity to find interesting opportunities, great trades, and you take advantage of it.
Right, and I'm trying to highlight here a similarity in the doing business aspect of it. Okay, here you're on Wall Street Bets. This is another, it's a REIT. I'm not a huge fan of REITs because I'm kind of think that all real estate is a scam, office space. But they're very popular, and you can certainly get some if you like. Let's take a look at something else. Okay, when I see this, what's the first thing I think about, Brad?
I started to answer a question. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Okay, Brad, I zoom
Where
out.
are you? You look at this right here and you see it's pulled back a tremendous amount from its high of 40.
Pulled back a tremendous amount, so I have to say to myself, you know what? This pullback deserves just an alarm at 20. And I'm going to call it a 10.
So one of the things I do that's with the new docking that I think is really interesting, I know we haven't really talked about it, but I like to bring in another chart, and I like to have it right behind my daily chart. So I know we can always change the time frames really quickly with our new menu up at the top, but having those tabs up at the top also allow you to really toggle between different views. So
You mean this?
yeah, and then all you need to do is change your time frame. So it dropped over on the right hand side because you see it like that. But yeah, you can do that too and change it to a month.
I'm going to go over here to the little clock and I'm going to say monthly. Okay, so I've got a daily, monthly, and a 15-minute. Of course, I can expand this out a little bit. So Jenny, you were asking about the short interest window, and let me just say that there's a whole channel for that, and I'll get back to it. But there's no windows that we are showing you that you need to worry about missing, because there's nothing fancy or proprietary in the Q&A. We're kind of just showing you how to ride the Ferrari, but to the grocery store, make your friends jelly. And make sure, you know, no Toyota dings your door when you get out. That's what we're here to do. Okay. Okay, Baiju, I'm pretty sure that if you download the latest version, you should have everything that I have. Okay, all the SPAC channels are updated by Brad and others, and I'm simply showing you what I get. I haven't created anything new. That's part of the whole thing about this information. I want to make sure that it's very easy and that I'm not doing anything fancy with it. And you can do lots of fancy stuff. You can get into creating formulas, which we just made even better. And guys, when you see the way the new charts are going to look very soon, you're going to be like, this is it. Bloomberg is going to buy these guys for $100 billion. And we say no to Bloomberg. It's not about the money. Okay, so I just peruse here, and I want to show how easy it is to just get right to the meat. Okay, so you can sort it by high relative volume, so it makes it more interesting to see what's going on. Love this, you know, daily and monthly pullback. You can see what's happening here. This is interesting stuff. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to say, good spot. The whole goal of Trade Ideas is to have you be able to trust your eyes, because that is how the hedge funds do it. They do it with their eyes. What the hell? Where did it go, Brad? Did you see it?
I was helping Bill. What did you do?
I thought I put an alarm in, but then I forgot. Let's see here. 10. Maybe I didn't switch the channel. 10:55. Returning. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. I must have just unclicked something. And again, this is how it looks on the monthly. On the daily, I meant returning from 15 down to 10. You know, and you can just move this around a little bit if you want. So it's the same basic action over and over and over again. Michael, yes, I'm pretty sure you can do that, Brad. Maybe you can help Michael with that. But one of the things that we always talk about in the Q&A, and I'll reiterate this, the Q&A is not really, Michael, for this kind of stuff. Not that we don't want to help you, obviously we do. It's just that this is something that is so customer specific, and we have the alerts and the filters, and you need to just learn how to be able to do that so that you can replicate it on your own soon. And the best way to do that is through actual formal support inquiries, which we do at the end of the presentation. There's nothing to be sorry about. Just want to make sure you know that we're here on the Q&A to kind of give you the high level Ferrari drive, even though some of you may want to get under the hood and squeeze the supercharger, you know, things like that. That's all available, just not the best place here, although we'll discuss how to do that. And Laura, same thing. The channels are all there. If you want to customize a channel, you can save it to the cloud, but all of that can be done for you via support. And our support is excellent. There's so many people that are just ready to answer your question in the support sessions, and you have this ready resource of highly skilled trade ideas experts who will help you in a much better way than you will get me and Brad during the Q&A. Okay, so let me scroll down a little bit. Just a quick stocks I like, so you can just see that these are all the stocks that I've been looking at with you guys on the Q&A and sorted by what's doing the best and go back down to what's doing the worst. And I think there's more good than bad, honestly. But this is how it works. So this is what we've been following, okay? And you can see some of these moves doing what they do.
That would be actually a great spot for the score little bar, not the score bar, the little percentage bar that we have on the top list windows where you can see how many are up or how many are down.
Right click, properties,
Show cylinder
show
score.
cylinder score. Dang it, Brad, why'd you do that? No, but that's only for the change from the close today. I was kind of sorting it by this.
Ah, gotcha, sorry.
Which is fine though, but Brad's correct. So today they were kind of 50-50, but I think overall more are in the upper end of the spectrum if you're just scrolling down than the bottom end. But nevertheless, these are just things that I've been clicking on. And once again, it's the same concept. Remember, since we are not yet, we're not getting rid of or discounting anything specifically, we're just giving you a heads up. And then the question is, what are you going to do with that heads up? So in this case, when you see these that and it's impossible for me to be in all these because as I said,
all right, do this because I know you've never done it before and might as well try something new, right? Let's, on your cylinder score down at the bottom, right click on it and go to custom threshold. Well, first of all, go to, no, hit cancel, go to your position in 20-day range. Okay, now right click in there again and go to custom threshold and set that to 50. That's how we do the range, right? Anything above 50 is giving you up for the day, down below is not. So now you get your threshold there for how many are above the range and how many are below.
Okay. So I was a little off, so more on the below their 50th percentile. That's, which is again, fine. I'm just, ballparking it. In this case, and by the way, that's awesome. And I totally forgot that you can do that, or I might have never known. It's okay either way. Sometimes there are things that we do, remember, on these stocks that we like, that again, the downside does not have to be negative specifically. Here, I can say, whoa, look at this, it's blood on the streets type of thing. So what do? I just set an alert for, then saying, change of mind, perhaps. What a great way to just simply be your own fund manager, okay? This is what Trade Ideas is all about, simplifying the trade idea to investment process. Let's really quickly go to how people interact with the software. And again, part of why I'm repeating this is simply to show you the routine. You start in the morning with your pre-market. This tells you what happens, what's gapping up, and what's gapping down. So this is your first go-to page in the morning. This is your pre-market. This is where you get ideas of like, well, what's going on, okay?
Yeah, it's also giving you some great ideas in that upper left pre-market movers window. It's streaming ideas as stocks are trading in the pre-market.
Correct. But now we are not, of course, in the pre-market, we are in the aftermarket. And when we go to the aftermarket, we just go down to a channel that says after hours, the moon is setting, right, Brett? Background. And here you can see, well, what's going on in the aftermarket. And you've got this most up or down. And do a quick check of what's going on. Whoa, okay, see right away when I see this, you guys would already know that when Dan sees something like that, he quickly has to hit like and do the routine. And the routine is saying, giving me a number and saying, I am not afraid of it.
You
Right
keep
here.
telling yourself that.
I keep saying that. But certainly this is the key to driving the Ferrari, surfing through the channels, using the new docking windows that allow you to do this, to have a quick glance at, of course, let me grab it from my other big monitor. Your hedge fund glance. Notice I'm just able to move everything on, move it back.
And by the way, guys, you can still have your free floating windows if that's what you like, or you can have a combination of free floating and docks. It's really super flexible.
Sure. So the entry price on BLRX, if you're talking about this, I click the alarm right here and I set it up for myself. Click, and then I already made it. Create price alert. That's your trigger right here. It'll be visible. It pops in all by itself. Don't need to worry about indicators, Baju. The indicator is your eyes. I simply set that at a price that I like, and I can change my mind like this. Okay, move it down a little bit. There is no indicator. Forget that word. Indicators are nothing but a distraction to your success.
But if you want to be distracted, you could add them.
Yeah, if you want to be distracted, you could add them. Once Brad and I were doing competitive research on TC 2000, and we went to a La Jolla hotel meeting where someone asked them, do you guys have any systems that can tell me what's going to happen? And the guy very adequately said, and we were laughing about this because we do the opposite with our AI. We were laughing. He said, well, if indicators were good, they'd be called predictors. Yeah. No need for indicators. So again, support and resistance, Baju, is just some things that you can visually see. You don't need any of these moving averages, and I have some here, as you can see. Let me expand it real quick. So we have the SMA 2.64, that's right here. We have the 50 SMA 299 and the 20 SMA at 284. So all these are right here. These are the various lines. You can zoom in on it if you really want to see what it's like. But there is no better support and resistance than your eyes. Okay. And Baju, you got to trust yourself, and you can trust yourself. Let me tell you why you can trust yourself. Because you can go to properties and see, I'm going to get rid of this and go to properties. And
what are you trying to do?
The
indicator?
smart risk levels.
Ah, there you go.
Okay. So I think because this one, it's a gap.
Remember, we're looking at a daily right now, and the daily doesn't update its candle, right? Because it's after hours trading. It locked it in mark to market at the end of the trading day. So you have to look at that intraday chart to get the, your what's happening right now.
Right. So every chart that we do, so let me bring in something like a Dell computer. Okay. So the software, if you have this thing on, and it's a properties section, and show smart risk levels. Every chart will have a risk level for you. For me, this risk level is based on $7,700 worth of trading. It'll tell me if I buy, as Brad said, after hours, it doesn't really do the same thing because it's after hours. Oops.
You want to turn it on, go to properties.
So here we go. So after hours, based on where the stock is, if I bought like right around here at $7,700, right here I'd be up 125, and right here I'd be down 62. And you can look at any single stock, and we've talked about the power of this game plan being built in. And some of these things, I mean, these candles just make it ridiculous for anybody to look at. But the reason I'm bringing up popular stocks is just so you can relate it to something that you like. Apple, if you're trading $7,700 worth. Microsoft, if you're trading $7,700 worth, okay, you can see what your risk and reward will be visually ahead of time. And again, this is just based on everything that we do for you, where there's nothing that you have to set up other than go to properties and say, show me smart risk levels. And you assign these, okay, under tools and options, and it's the same as the AI trade size. So this is what my AI would trade. So you're doing the same thing here. Okay, you can change it to shares, like for example, 100 shares, apply and save. And let me switch this, and here it is. So if you're trading 100 shares of Microsoft, this is what your risk is going to be. Let's go to something like Netflix, which is much bigger, more price sensitive. Maybe I should spell better. So at Netflix, 100 shares, you're risking $500 to make 1,000, which is what we try to do. So do you guys understand how critical this differentiating aspect of the software is? And once again, you've seen nothing yet, because we're about to change these charts into a beautiful work of art. It's going to be like the Playboy centerfold that you're just going to want to watch and look at all the time, like the J. Giles band says. Brad, am I dating myself?
I got nothing on this one. Nothing.
You know, my heart.
You're on your own.
My heart grows cold. My memory has just been sold. Come on, Brad. You're old enough to know the J. Giles band. Man.
Centerfold.
Centerfold. Yes. That's right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is really the crux of our Q&A presentation today. You have a new, in summary, you have a new version of the software. Brad's dropped it in. We've shown you how you can be your own hedge fund manager and shown you some cool ways to do this with 4 traders trading for you. We, of course, did the standard tour of the channel bar and all the good things you can do with it. And we didn't do all of the stocks, but certainly many of them. This is the most exciting platform in the stock market, the best piece of tech in all of FinTech. You are watching it right now. And the only nice thing you can do is just tell your friends, because all of you guys are already subscribers. Or maybe you don't want to tell your friends because you like making more money than they do. It's hard for me to tell the difference. We like that you're here. You are our venture capitalists. Okay, so let me jump back in to the presentation. And we're going to round things up. Again, you are your own fund manager. I showed you the strength alerts, and they were our trade of the week sample right now. Incredible product for those that don't want to be in front of the computer all the time. Only $17 a month. Check them out at trade-ideas.com/strength. Get to know our CTO, Dave Mabe. He is also a trader and a very, very good cross-country runner. I don't even know why that's relevant, but he is. Very high level runner. And he did his own ebook called trade-ideas.com/strategy. You can check it out. My favorite strategy indicator. Dave, unlike Brad and I, likes indicators. We've tried to talk him out of it, but it hasn't worked yet, Brad.
He's super old school.
Super old school. Is Barry with us today?
Yeah, Barry's here. I saw him.
Oh, Barry. I usually would have said something about Barry. Love Barry, so good, and his dog. 2 of the key components of our trading room, Barry and his dog, help so many traders during the day to get the best out of TI completely free. I highly encourage everyone to come check it out. great room, meritocracy of good traders who everybody helps everybody, and Barry's a wonderful moderator, also trades, shows you how he does it in sim mode, and just gives an incredible support component of trade ideas that everybody can check out and benefit from. You want to check that out at trade-ideas.com/trading room. This is what I was talking about before to everybody who was asking the questions that are kind of detailed, like how can I set up the 1 minute volume or other things. We have daily support sessions. Trade Ideas education and support is the pride of our whole organization. Please check that out and set yourself up with a support call or join an educational session. Trade-ideas.com live. On the website, there's much information about support, and it is really above everything. Try it, you'll understand why we are rated so high. Please, since all of you are subscribers, I almost don't have to say it, but please don't subscribe to Trade Ideas. Help yourself, your wife, and your children, and don't subscribe to Trade Ideas if you are afraid to risk $2,200 a year on the best technology in the world. In fact, I have to be honest with you, we are removing the refund aspect of Trade Ideas because it was just a disaster in terms of the 5 days refund policy. We're basically saying if you can't risk a monthly subscription, you also should not subscribe to Trade Ideas. There's so much information on what we do. You should be able to handle it. And you can always switch to annual if you like it from the monthly, and we take care of all of that, or you can go from annual to monthly. Either way, no more refunds because people were just trying to weasel out of that stuff and game the system. Promo code available for you guys today, Sunshine in all caps, 15% off your first month for a year off of Trade Ideas. Okay, and this is how much we cost on a per day basis. So cheap. So if you're worried about this price level, you do not need the software. Please don't get it. We also do a podcast with Sean McLaughlin and friends. Check that out on your podcast search engine. It's very popular. And all of our social media people, of course not Brad and I because we've been kicked off, but there are team members who are still on there, and we appreciate if you like us on Facebook and Instagram and all the other grams and Telegram, and I don't even know what, Brad, I'm so old, I don't even know what other social medias there are. But I'm sure I'm banned from all of them. Either way, you can easily reach us at info@trade-ideas.com or call us at the number available right here. And with those words, we are concluding this incredible Q&A webinar where you got the new version of the product ahead of everybody else. Baiju, again, shoot that email to question to some of the support, and I'm sure somebody could figure something out.
Send it to info@trade-ideas.com.
Yeah, Scott, I think we're good.
Yeah, that's everything. The recording will be up later on, and you'll get an email reminder tomorrow telling you how to find it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Dan and Brad.
Thank you. Take care.